Story time! So, this is going to be a story as to why my family members say that if you are running from the cops, you shouldn't run with me. Because me and my cousin, I'm going to call him Lou, me and my cousin Lou, we were going skateboarding at midnight, which we did almost every night, but when I say skateboarding, I mean we sat on the skateboards and rolled down them with our hands because we couldn't skateboard. I have the balance of a drunk flamingo. But essentially, my shoes kept getting in the way and it was making me lose the race. So I took my shoes off and set them on the side of the road, and so I was faster, and so I was winning more of the races. And when it was about time to go home, I went to go grab my shoes, and one of my shoes was gone. One of my shoes was gone. And since one of my shoes was gone, we had a pretty good idea as to where it went, because we used to babysit the dogs for like this lady that was like around where we were at. And her dogs kind of left her yard all the time. Well, her dog Blackie had like a thing for shoes. And so she was out of town, and we had been feeding her dogs while she was out of town. And so we didn't think anything of it. We unlatched the gate and went into her yard to go get my shoe back from Blackie. Well, we were shining a flashlight around in her yard, trying to figure out where Blackie had like taken my shoe. And so me and Lou are searching desperately for my shoe so I can go the frick home. And apparently one of the neighbors by her house thought we were robbers and thought we were trying to break into her house. So she called the cops. She called the cops on us. And then they apparently like didn't call like any kind of major cop or anything. So we didn't know the cop was there. He had apparently like walked onto the premises and he was hiding in a bush. And we had like turned the corner and we were both carrying, like we had two skateboards and I was carrying both of the skateboards. Like I was carrying both of the skateboards and we turned the corner and this man just jumps out of the bush, shines a bright light in my face, and screams halt at me. And I panicked. Like it scared me half to death. And so instead of halting like he had demanded, I had done a full spin, slammed the skateboard into Lou's face, and slammed the other one behind his knees, and then took off running after I dropped the skateboard, like full-on Sonic Mario running with like my shoulders pulled back and my hands tilted out, and was jumping everything in this woman's yard like, bye motherfucker, I ain't coming back, nuh-uh, no way, nuh-uh, nope, not, no. I don't have to outrun him, I just have to outrun you, goodbye. And I just kept going, and I continued to keep running until I reached the fence, and I had went to go start climbing the fence until I heard click. And I don't know where you're from, but click after somebody had just popped out of a bush is never a good noise. That is not a good sound to hear. Okay, click is not a noise I wanted to hear. And through like a fit of laughter, I hear the man yell halt again. And this time I actually did stop moving because I didn't know what he was holding. I just heard click. And so I turned back around and I very slowly walked my ass back over to my cousin Lou, who is now, like, his face is bleeding, like his nose is bleeding, and he's holding his face, to find out that it was in fact a police officer who was laughing his ass off at my chunky butt running away from him, and laughing that I just obliterated my cousin for no reason. And the thing that had gone click was him taking a taser out. I don't know what the actual click noise was, if it was like him pulling it out of like his belt thingy or what. But he was laughing so hard it took him a minute to gain composure again. And he had asked us, you know, like, what are you doing out here at this time of night? And we said we were skateboarding, and he just looked at us like, uh-huh. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Two teenagers are out here just skateboarding. Try again. No, really. We were skateboarding, and a dog stole my shoe, and then he shined a light down at my feet, and he was like, And so he started shining a light around until he found Blackie chewing on my shoe. He goes, now that you got your shoe, go home. Just go home, kids. Go home. And we thought for a split second that we were going to jail because he's continuously talking into a walkie and just speaking in like code words that we don't understand. We're like, what does that mean? And he's not telling us. And so my cousin Lou, he is straight up just leaning over like, can you control your fucking pupils? You look like you're high as hell, okay? Your pupils are the size of dinner plates. You smoked me in the face and now you look stoned. And I'm saying, I can't. I would if I could. Okay, there's too much adrenaline in my blood. And so, after he decides to let us go and we like walk around the corner, we then started laughing after a couple feet because we realized that the cop had come on a bicycle. He was on a bicycle. And we were sitting here, so what was the plan if we actually were robbers? Was like one of us gonna sit on the handlebars and the other one's being dragged on the spokes? Like, what was the plan? How are you going to get two of us on a bike? Were you just supposed to hold us here till backup got here or what? But we refrained from skateboarding for the next few nights since the neighbors so graciously informed them that we were robbers, apparently. But, you know, I guess at least the neighbors were paying attention. But my cousin now likes to tell everyone that if you're running from the law, keep an eye on that bitch, okay? She will smoke you and leave you for dead.